Not quite good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there we go. There is the screen. I was concerned we had a black screen for a second, but here we are. We are live with Assetto Corsa Competizione Season 4 2SRL Round 7, and we are here at Suzuka, and Alexander Karsten is the imposter because it's raining and he's on the grid, meaning this is not actually him. So, yeah, I'm glad we got that one out of the way. I am Timo, and I'm gonna be commentating tonight alone, because Brit Noto is, I have no clue. Well, I mean, I kinda know, but he had other commitments, which came up last second, so, yeah, there's nothing to be done about that, which means I'll be alone tonight, and I hope I'm gonna make the best out of it, but my voice is giving up already, so excuse that. This is wrong. The scheduling is wrong. That is amazing. We are actually not the 2SRL Season 9 Tier 2 Dutch Grand Prix. I'm gonna get that to, I don't know, who can I talk to? Joel? So that is absolutely amazing. We've got the wrong title, but I'm sure that'll be completely fine. We've got a rain race. It is our third rain race. The two we had before, of course, were Kyalami of Season 3 and Bathurst of Season 3. Funnily enough, that means that it tends to be only the intercontinental GT tracks that give us some severe downfall, and I wonder how this is gonna be for the weather today. There's some cars that are better in the rain than others. Unfortunately, I do not know them off the top of my head, but the Audi of Felix Rupert so far seems to be going at a solid pace, as he's for now leading the session with a 2-minute 9.4. That is about 10 seconds off of what I would have expected from this qualifying session had it been in the dry, so I think that's pretty good. And what's also pretty good is the fact that Felix Rupert looks like he is up by 6/10 on his time. That's down to 5. He's gonna improve though, so it's gonna be a 2-minute, where's the line? Where's the line? There it is, 2-minute 8.8, and that is a solid time for now. George Rabner follows him through on a 2-minute 9.7. That is 8/10 off, but it is enough for P2. Alexander Karsten heading into Spoon now, struggling for some grip, but he's got 1 second to get. And I do not know if this rain is getting worse or better, or actually it seems to stay the same according to the weather forecast on the top right. And this is gonna be bad because my voice is already slowly dying away, which is amazing, really. Because I've got a full broadcast to do, so that's fun. So yeah, Karsten, let me see what this is gonna be. Almost up by a second, so I think he's gonna be really close to Felix Rupert. Ruben van der Nudding has jumped Karsten for a second there, and now Karsten is gonna strike back. He lost a lot of time in that last sector, so he's gonna be up by like half a second. It's gonna be enough for P2. But not enough to challenge Rupert for the pole, who has been absolutely robbed at the Nürburgring. Maybe he's gonna find some better luck here. And it seems like Karsten's lap was apparently invalid, because he certainly did improve, but it did not count on the timing tower, which is a clear sign for invalidation. Also, we've got a new driver. It is I am gonna make a clown of myself pronouncing that, but I'm gonna try anyway. Is it just Gonzalo, or is it Gonzalo, or I don't know, I'm just going with Gonzalo. Fernandez in the Mercedes. I've not seen him before, so I assume he's a new kid on the block, and he is also absolutely drifting through the S's here at Suzuka. No can blame him, because there's not much grip on the road. We've got only 4 silver drivers, so this is gonna be big catch-up time for them in the championship. We've got Jack Mills, who did a Mills yes, the only Mills yes of this season so far, last week at the Nürburgring. Very good race. Watch it, all 5 of you. It's been really good. Let's stick around for now. So, I mean, I just spoiled the result, but it means that Mills is now on 53 points, P6 in class, and the class leader, Tim Krushwa, has 88 points, so there's quite the gap. Marius Torres, who's also driving tonight, is P2 in silver class. Unfortunately, Kennedy Chikiga has lost his Steam account today, so he can't race, which is a shame. And then P4 of the class, Rene Bone, is also in the race, and P14 for now. So it looks like the Porsche boys are struggling. I don't think the Porsche is particularly good in the wet, because I mean the car feels like it's wet weather driving in the dry. So I expect the balance to be a little bit off. Yeah, 2SRL ACC is not quite doing the trick for the title, I'm afraid. Can you, like... Do I need to write you the full title, Joel? I mean, we're mainly doing this for the rewatchers. And if there's no one rewatching this, I've killed my voice for nothing. Carsten's now in P2, which is exactly one spot worse than you would expect him to be. Because he is fast at his bands going off the road there in front of the Bentley. Let's hope that didn't unsettle him, as the time seemed to get faster and faster. We seem to have a little bit of a an assembly of drivers close to that time of Rupert now. We've got Carsten a bit more than a tenth off, Van den Herding 2.5 roughly, and Brabner 0.5 off. So they all seem fairly comfortable with these conditions, and then there's a big drop off in pace to Smelt in P5, then Torres, Olive, Chumley, Illigner, Veldman, Babatovic. Then it's Stricker, and Geider doesn't seem to get along with this weather at all. Marius Torres, the only one with the proper time in silver class. So if he can put it together, if the others don't get anything done, then he might just be in a great position to take the silver class win and bring himself closer to that championship lead, closer to Tim Krushwa. This is also a good opportunity to collect some points for the overall standings, as there are not a lot of drivers, so you just need to, you know, not be last or second to last, and you're gonna get overall points. Which is of course a shame, but what can you do except make the best of it? Which is also what we're trying today with this stream, because I'm gonna be talking for a full hour, and this feels like the endurance race I had with Müllers and Wow at Imola, where Wow pulled out relatively short term. It was like, I think, a day earlier or two. And then in the race, Müllers expressed a distinct, how do you say? He didn't really seem like he was keen on driving. So then I just decided, okay, I'm doing the 3 hours on my own. And I feel like I felt in that race, in the last seconds before confirming with Melos, okay, you know, I'm doing this, because I know that I'm in for 1 more hour of talking non-stop, and it's gonna be amazing. Casters in the meantime reclaimed, or not reclaimed, actually for the first time this session, claimed his pole position. Oh, what was that? I'm gonna check the replay. I did not pay attention at all at the screen. Was that one of the Laxlate Oh, that was one of the Laxlate Racing cars across on the track. That was Christian Stricker. And that's going to open the chance for Felix Rupert, the teammate of Chris, to take that top spot again, because I think Carsten and Rupert were up by an equal amount of time. But of course, Carsten's lap has been completely ended by that Audi across the racing line. So there is work to be done now for Carsten as he sets his sails to swim for another outlap in this torrential rain. And he actually does know his qualified session is over, so if Rupert improves now, this is pole for him, which would give him a second shot at taking the victory as he goes off track, but I don't know if that is invalid. It's going to be close for sure. I hope he hopes he didn't lose time, but he has to abandon, so there's one more shot for him. Let's see if he can put it together. Ruben is not improving on this. Brabner is neutral on his time, but to be fair, he's 1 or now 2 apexes into his lap. So of course this is not gonna tell you a whole lot. I'm gonna ride on board a little bit to get a grasp of how the race looks right now in terms of the grip conditions on the track, and they do look treacherous, not gonna lie. You can see how he's being carried away off the apex. We've got the big Ferris wheel in the background, and he goes through Dunlop, struggling to find any sort of grip there, to be honest. He catches a little bit of grass on the inside through Degner 1. That is so careful. It's like walking on eggshells, honestly. Degner 2, he slides deep, and I think that's the end of his qualifying session as he pulls over to the side, letting the number 29 car through, which is Veldman, heading into the hairpin, who we're gonna ride for the on board with for the second half of this. Illigner's improved a little bit. He's now ahead of Chumley, but he seems to be struggling a lot in the wet. Maybe a poor setup decision. Felix Ruppert up by a 10th. Maybe he can challenge Kasmer. We're going with Veldman because we want to see a full lap as he heads through 200R. Yes, it's called 200R. I am not on drugs. Veld a little bit deep into Spoon, but fairly controlled, honestly. Now he needs to get the drive out of that second half of it, get the power down in a straight line, go down the back straight, down under that Panasonic sign, the Dunlop sign, as we head through 130R, and that's gonna be very, very scary in these conditions. It's scary in the dry, but it is scarier here, and that goes off track for Veldman. I don't know if that is invalid, judging by the reaction of him behind that wheel. It certainly was, because he loops it and is facing the wrong way. Is anyone gonna improve? We're going with Felix Ruppert, who is just past 130R, a bit more elegantly than Veldman did. He is coming through the final chicane. Can he take the pole position in the 7th round here? He comes through the final corner, which should still be flat. He comes across the line, and I'm pretty sure this is pole position from him, as we still wait for the line. He flashes his lights, knowing that he's got pole, and he does. So it is Carsten in P2, Felix Ruppert P1 again. I think he got pole last week as well. My memory's pretty bad, so forgive me for that. Geider is also up on his time. The Polishman still incoming. 6/10 up on his time, so I expect him to jump right around where Chumley is. Maybe P9 is on the cards for him. Still probably a disappointment for him, but still it would be a solid improvement. 5/10 up he goes, and that is so close to Chumley. It is P10. So that's a qualifying session. It's not quite over, as Bance is actually on a, well, not on a banger, but he's up quite a lot, which doesn't mean a lot because his time is pretty bad. I'm sorry, but it kind of is. It's 4.6 seconds off, so he hasn't managed to find any grip as he comes across. It's gonna be still P14, and there you go. Stricker Schbind, he would have been P7 or P6. No, yeah, P7 or P8 even. Bance is using chat. Amazing. We have got a rain race to come. Urin Vissa joins us, which means we've got one more driver on the grid, which I love to see, of course. My voice does not like any of this. I've said it like 5 times. I'm gonna keep saying it every time I notice. I'm gonna get the championship table on my second straight. Wait, are we still? This is a disaster, man. Mate. Why did no one tell me? I mean, I know why, because no one's watching, but that's fine. Jesus Christ. So we're here, and it is well, we've got the starting grid. Qualifying was entirely the starting soon, which is amazing, honestly. I love that. I'm sorry for that. Okay, well that's a bummer, honestly. I hope you can at least hear me. I mean, there's no you, but that's... yeah, my helpless calls into the void are not being answered today. As we go for a grid walk, let's see. So we are here at the 7th round of the ACC season. We have got on pole, it is once again Felix Rupert, who disconnected the Nürburgring, which definitely cost him a win. Alexander Karsten, who was 6-6 in this season so far. Then we've got Ruben van den Herding, who's been quite unlucky the last few races after an absolute storming start. Bratton has not quite recovered after having some good results in the Italian tracks. He's been struggling lately. Still got P3 last round. Then we've got Marius Torres leading Silver Class P5. Wait, does that make sense? Yeah, P5. He looks to close in on the gap of Tim Krushwa, who has failed in qualifying a little bit. Jasper Small, P9 overall standing, solid midfield, maybe can look for more today. Antoine Olivet, P7, ahead of Dominic Illigner. Both of them probably see themselves fighting for podium positions, and they are not there today. Sam had his best race of the season so far, not yesterday, last week. He's ahead of Pavagada. And we've got Nico Waldman in P11. Alongside him is Christian Strecker. Then on the 7th row of the grid, it is Babatovic alongside René Bohn. Then we've got Jack Mills, who won the race last time out for Silver Class. Then it is Fernandez. And on the last row, we've got Krushwa and Visser doing as usual, last to first challenge. And that is your grid for today. I'm having a big stomach ache and my throat is giving up. So this is so much fun, you can't imagine. It is amazing. So, yeah, Triton has had something happen in real life. I think everything's fine. I don't know for sure, but I think everything's alright. But yeah, it means you can't commentate. So this is my own little hell today. So I'm sure I came to a thank you. We're gonna see how this goes. I hope for the best. I mean, we've got Karsten off of pole position, which does mean that he'll have to pass at least one person if he wants to win this race, which is more than he usually has to do. I mean, not saying he doesn't do much normally. Normally he just like doesn't even get to do the overtakes. Ignore Nürburgring. But yeah, him not starting on pole means he has to get past Rupert. Of course, he could do it on the start-finish straight, which would be a little anticlimactic, but I expect a fight, and that one's gonna drag on because we are in the rain. And I honestly don't know how tire wear and everything and pit strategy is affected by this. I don't know if this makes the undercut better or worse or whatever. I hope the drivers know, because it could, or maybe they don't know, could make for an interesting situation in the pit stops. I am having a look at my broadcasting client, which gives me several pieces of information on the race, and it says that 19 degree ambient, 23 degree track temperature, and world's end, which I assume is supposed to be the weather state. That's pretty funny that they call it world's end. That's let's see what it does, as Fernandez is for some reason in the pit lane and we're down to 17. Who's dropped? Who are we missing? Is it... no, Smeltzer? I can't figure it out off the top of my head. Oh, it's Bance. Bance is gone. So we're back down to 4 silver class drivers, and Bance is not getting any points today. Fernandez gonna start from the pit lane. If he's gonna start at all, I don't know if this is gonna work out. But yeah, we're waiting for the start. And Chikeka calling Karsten, then Rupert, then Push. Should I give my predictions? What are my predictions? Listen, we're being bold here, okay? I say, this is tough. Rupert, Karsten, Illigner. That's mine. I think there's gonna be the funny. I feel like we've got something controversial coming up, okay? So I say Felix Rupert is gonna win the race. Not because I think he's the fastest, it's just because I think that, I don't even know if I think that it's gonna happen, but I'd like to tell myself, not rooting against Carsten, of course, but you want people to bring the challenge to him. I'm sure he would agree with me that it is more healthy if there is people who he has to fight. And so far over the season, Felix Rupert looked like he's been stepping his game up. Of course, we don't know if Carsten would have gotten pole had he not crashed into Chris on his lap. So that is, of course, that of course means we don't quite have the perfect indicator to whether this is legitimate on pace or not. We're waiting for the starting lights as we go green for our third rain race of Assetto Corsa Competizione in a moment. And we cross the line and we are racing here at Suzuka for the 7th round. And it looks like Rupert has gotten away good well. And with the inside line, I'm sure he can defend this into turn 1. Brabner's already ahead of Van den Herding, but he's going to try and carry it around the outside, which is going to be difficult. Carsten already slots in behind Rupert. Van den Herding claims P3 side by side, and that is Olive going round. Olive coming together with Illigner there, and I think we're gonna just instantly take another look at that start. I hope I'm not gonna miss anything in the meantime. Maybe I shouldn't have gone back 20 seconds, but this is Olive on the inside of Illigner again. Torres keeping himself out of trouble, and then they just slide into each other, and there he goes. I hope everything's still fine in live. Let's go. Can we exit the replay? Please, we can. So yeah, he is down. Rupert is still leading ahead of Carsten, so nothing's changed there. The timing tower is having some serious fun, as you can see on the left there. So it is the order as it was at the start. Of course, we've lost Olive, so that is one quick driver down already. We've got... okay, this is still fine. My broadcasting app tells me differently. So everyone's running line astern right now, but actually Rupert tries to check out already. I'm waiting for the next sector split, but this looks to me like it's roughly 0.6 of a second or something. So solid opening from him. He's not immediately under pressure, but of course it is just the knowledge of knowing that you've got Carsten in your rearview mirror. The knowledge that you cannot make a single mistake or he's going to be all over your rear and be taking that position off of you. That is what gets you. That's what gets you to make these big mistakes. And that's what he has to withstand for a full hour now. And we will see if he can do it, of course. Bance is gone, yeah. It's quite tragic. Don't know what happened. Maybe it's his internet, as we've got Illigner on the inside of Chumley, but yeah, he loses the position. There goes Veltman. Where did he come from? As he sends Illigner off the apex, and I think Illigner is about to get swamped here with a good run from the green Audi. Not actually. Okay, Geider may be looking to attack the Dutchman here down the main straight, and the Dutchman himself looking at the German driver ahead of himself. But I think they're gonna be just fine into turn 1, no overtake happening just yet. And the gap between Carsten and Rupert looks like it stays about the same, maybe even swinging a little bit in the favor of Felix Rupert, if my eyes do not deceive me. And Van den Herding is leaving a little bit of a gap. Brabner is... yeah, Brabner is close by, and the two of them are already dropping off that leading pair. So it looks like they might just be able to check out in this race and leave the others to fight over P3. Smelt is still defending from Geider, who has apparently passed Veltman. While I wasn't looking, that is of course a little bit of a shame, but you can't see every overtake, as actually the gap is coming down now. So Rupert is under pressure from Carsten. It didn't quite go the way that it looked like after the first lap, but I mean, it's a little bit of a little bit naive to assume that Carsten's just beaten by having a bad opening lap, and it wasn't even bad, it was just, you know, he was 8/10 behind, and now he's only 5/10 behind. The question is, of course, where can he make the move, because this is quite the tough track to overtake in the dry. And now we've got wet weather, so I assume This is going to be more like the Laguna Seca race, where we're going to see little overtake action, but a lot of waiting for mistakes, pressuring other people into going off-road. Like Gaida goes there, and he has to rejoin in a careful manner, otherwise he might make contact with Veldman, and they're going to run side by side into the chicane, and Veldman misses the shot at taking the place from Gaida back, so he is still in P10, and maybe he's actually under threat from Christian Stricker now, who has set himself up well to get a run down the straight. He's going to tuck into the slipstream, but I don't think he's close enough to make anything work into turn 1. The gap between Smelt and Torres is really close. They run side by side through turn 1, and Smelt keeps himself ahead, but Torres looking at that P5, very interested indeed. And down the order, Gaida and Veld still fighting in the same order, so no move happened there. Up front, 3/10 between Rupert and Carsten. And this is really close already. I think Carsten has got the pace on him. He looks just a little bit more stable through here, so my prediction might have been dead wrong as Felix Rupert makes a mistake and goes off in Degner 1. He needs to rejoin in the safe manner, and that is where the lead is lost already. 2.5 laps into the race, and now he needs to try and stick with Carsten, but that's going to be difficult. Maybe take him back in the pit stops or something, or just fight back, hope for a mistake. I don't know what he's going to do now, but it is not nice to fight from the low ground of being in P2 at a rainy Suzuka. I don't think Torres is playing with controller. I think he got it fixed before last week, so he is, I think he's fine. So this is not an absolute alien performance, but it's still good nonetheless. Of course, the gap between him and Smelt, pretty low, as Smelt gets all sorts of sideways there, and that might open him up to the Lexus, who's of course infamous for his straight line speed, but the Huracan GT3 not bad either on the straight line. Probably not good enough is the Lexus though, because this straight isn't long enough, but they're getting a solid gap from Chumley and Illigner, who aren't even fighting. They are just off pace. I don't think they like the rain very much. Maybe the Audi doesn't like the rain after all, and Rupert is just putting an absolutely great performance in as Veld. We've lost Veld, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he just goes in 130R, and that is the wall for him. And that is quite tragic, but what are you gonna do? Except just make your car face the right way again, and pick yourself up from the ground and get going again, which is exactly what he does, which is commendable, of course. Points still very much on the cards with our grid size today. Gonna run a little bit on board here. I'm sorry if I go for these little breathers, it's just this is not easy for me. As Smelt looks like he's not quite exactly on the racing line, as the onboard of course doesn't tell us much because we've got that incredibly pixelated rain. I mean, it's realistic. I'm not complaining about the graphics. Graphics of this game are quite good, honestly. But still, you can't see much through this, and this of course also applies to the drivers. They see a good bit less. They still got their windscreen wiper, so they're gonna be fine. It's not like anyone's gonna drive off track because they don't know where they're going. But it does make it easy, especially with the spray kicked up by the cars you follow. Visibility in the rain, always an issue. Not as bad here as on F1 game, but still a factor. And it certainly contributes to the difficulties of not being sure when to brake when following another car, making sure you don't rear-end someone. Yeah, there must be some hardcore NSFW stuff going on in the right of Marius Torres's windscreen, honestly. Because this looks quite pixelated, I've gotta say. The gap up front is extending, as expected, honestly, so Carsten's just got the pace, and my prediction was dead wrong. Right now I'm wrong on all 4 accounts, because Illigner is not getting himself together right now. He's down in P8. I don't think he's getting the podium today, so my guess from the formation lap was not only bold, but also just wrong. Olive coming into the pit lane. That was quite early. I wonder if he's got some damage to fix. I mean, he did collide with Iligna, but I didn't get the impression that that would have been an impact that gives him damage. German humor bad. It's okay. It's okay. I can live with that. I'm just doing what my country is known for, which is being unfunny and shouting for 1 hour straight. Actually, if you excuse me, I think I need to be quiet for like 10 seconds. So I'll be right back. Okay, it's better. I feel like I'm getting a cold here, which doesn't feel too nice, considering I'm talking all the time, and yeah, so need to make sure. Yuri Visser goes off track there. I was gonna say he is being followed by Mr. Babatovic pretty closely, so I wonder if this is the next move waiting to happen between the two of them for I can't count, 11. That would be... What has it got to do with counting it? It's literally on my screen, but that's fine. This time 130. Yeah, it doesn't make the same mistake he made in Spoon, so a little bit smoother there. I don't know what the pace difference between them is. I'm gonna look at the last laps. Yeah, actually Babatovic lost 3 seconds on the last lap, so I assume this is not the next move waiting to happen. I assume this is actually Visser trying to pull away from the guy he last passed, as both come across the line now, and it is gonna be a 2 minute 13.0 for Visser, and the same actually for Babatovic, so they've got similar pace. Which means they're probably gonna stick to each other until there's a mistake from either of them, which in Suzuka in the rain can happen all the time. Chumley not really getting away from Iligna, so it looks like we're gonna get another round of those two fighting, which is appreciated. Gotta love a good scrap, and it's certainly needed now, and I hope those two can give us that. It would be for P7, which isn't too shabby. Also Smelt and Savikas Taurus still really close together. Van den Heuning is pulled well clear of Push, so Push doesn't seem to like the rain at all. Maybe it's a Mercedes, maybe it's him, I don't know. One of the two of them for sure. Show the meme, show. I actually like genuinely don't know which meme you mean. I'm sorry, Mr. Pixel. I do not know which meme. I probably said something like 5 minutes ago when I last checked chat, and now I don't remember what you are referring to. So, let's go on board again. Oh, that is Smelt going off the road, and that is Savikas Taurus through, and I don't know how that happened. We're actually gonna just watch that again on the onboard, just making sure. I mean, I have a clue how that happened. It's quite obvious actually. He just the car. I mean, analyze it for yourself. He tried to make a smooth swing, and the car said no, basically went over the curb into not spin. He had to straighten his steering, and wait, was that Brabham almost spinning? I'm pretty sure it was, but only almost, so we're fine. But yeah, it means Taurus up to P5, which might well be his best race position since Monza season 2. And that is solid. Of course, we've already got a fourth of this race under our belt. It's going faster than I imagined it would be, as there is only 46 minutes left to bottle for all of them. Not looking at anyone in particular, everyone could bottle. See, this was peak comedy. Anyways. Corsa is still fighting with Fernandez, as he is behind him. He actually got overtaken, apparently. I'm probably blind, because that must have happened, like, right there, before my own eyes, and I did not see it. But that's okay. I wonder if Fernandez is going to be able to check out, or if Sanix is going to get that position back. But that Porsche doesn't look fun in the rain, honestly. I feel like it's probably quite frustrating to drive this car at the moment, as he trails the Mercedes through the Degnas, which are very difficult corners. Slides a little bit deep in Degna too, because, you know, what are you going to do? It's very difficult to balance the car there, even in the dry. The two of them are off the back of Veltman. This is generally just a pack of drivers who have had incidents in their races, because Veltman's gap to Bebatovic is 20 seconds. You don't just end up there after this amount of time if you are just slow. This must be a mistake as of... Wow, Fernandez almost slides off the road in 200 hour there. And for all... I feel like I need to flex my incredible knowledge. The corner is just called 200. Oh, wait, what's that? That's Sanix going half off the road. I wonder if that opens him up to Mills. No, it doesn't. Mills not close enough. As yeah, I mean, Sanix actually defends against that, so they might be going into a second round with this fight. Sanix a little bit deeper, Mills a little bit deeper into the chicane. Really close. They're fighting over the last point, and actually they're not getting points either of them right now, because Olivier probably ahead of them. Olivier, of course, already having pitted, so they are I mean, they are Ned one position down, unless Olivier is being really slow right now, which I don't think he is. I think the gap is... No, my delta's lying. I have no clue what the gap between them is, and it is too big for us to see, because they are never in the same sector, which is what you need to be able to see the timing as Kushva finally bottled. Wait, where's Mills? What? What happened? They both bottled. Okay, we're going 30 seconds back on that. That was a drama in 2 acts. I feel we should have gone 20 seconds back. I'm really good at judging time, honestly. Not a big deal. We've got Mills trailing Kroshva. Did they get into each other? I don't think they did. I think they just both prepare your ears. Mills, no! Sanix, no! Hey, what's that camera? What the hell? There you go. Sanix, no! So, both of them having some fun. Actually, that was sarcasm. It doesn't look funny. Rupert is keeping up fairly well with Carsten. He's dropped back to 3 seconds, and that gap is fluctuating quite a lot, which tells me that both of them are probably not consistent, but making a consistent amount of mistakes, which is why the gap between the two of them remains the same. But it can't be that bad, because they're pulling quite clear of Ruben van den Hooydonk. You can see in the background of your screen they're still just about ahead of Brabner. The field is tearing up a little bit, 5 seconds, or a good bit, 5 seconds to Taurus, and then, wait, what happened to... Wait, where's Smelt? Am I blind? No, Smelt's in the pit lane. Ah, Smelt's pitting. That's where he is. Okay. Oh, he's got some... That's some proper engine cover damage. Oi, mates. Hammock. This was my Lamborghini. So... That is Smelt into the pit lane. I wonder if that's going to be big repairs. Maybe that gains Olivier a position. Maybe it actually gains everyone behind Smelt a position. We're going to see that after the round of pit stops. And I think this is a good time to just drive a little bit with Carsten and see what differences we can spot, maybe, between his driving and the other drivers. Look how much he can go. He attacks the track more than I do in the dry, which probably tells you I'm a bad driver, but it also tells you that he is really brave, absolutely committed here in the rain. I mean, he is the guy who loves rain racing. For everyone not on the Discord server who's not familiar with this story, it was just funny, because I think I told the same thing last week, but of course we did have... Right, we did have basically no rain in Season 2 at all. In Season 3, we didn't really either. And Carsten was one of the loudest to complain about that, because he likes wet weather driving, and judging by his pace, I kind of get the impression why, even though that was quite sideways. So that's gonna cost him some time to Rupert. Let's actually see let's see what it is at the next sector split, going on board with Rupert now. Coming across, I imagine it's gonna be like 2.4 or something? Don't know, 0.3 maybe? 0.6, okay, so Rupert didn't gain time for that. Which is sad. If Carsten makes these mistakes and still doesn't lose time, then Rupert probably needs to step his game up or hope for more mistakes. Bigger mistakes. If he wants to have a shot at winning or even contesting this win here. And Carsten, a little bit deep in the S's, but it's probably actually fast. He rides the curbs in the rain. It's incredible. I think they... I feel like I would avoid them in the dry. We've got a fight to watch now, as the two guys I've been hinting at earlier are really close together on track now. We are looking at half a second, and that is, who's that off the road? No, it's not Mills. Sorry, force of habit. It is, the something 9. Is it 99? No, who's that? Someone is certainly off, but I don't know who it was. Was it Sanix? I think it was Sanix. Let's go back 30 seconds. Too much again. Should have probably been 20. I've only been doing this for a season. You can't expect me to understand how replays work. Into the chicane and wait. He didn't spin. Who spun? Was it Veld? Oh, don't know. No. I have no clue, but I'm pretty sure there was a stationary car on my screen. So, yeah, no one dead. Good. Don't like dead people. I mean, don't have anything against them, I just don't like when they die. Oh, Sam feeling the pressure a little bit. Rear kicking out just a tiny bit. The story I was gonna tell was how Carsten really wanted the rain last season, and he was complaining about the rain chance, and I stood my ground and said, no, the rain chance is fine, this should be 20%, we're good. And then the last two races he drives the Porsche Cup for the sim grid, and and it rains in both of them. So we figured out, yeah, this is all a plot to annoy Carsten, because he really wants rain weather. But finally it's happened today. The weather gods apparently didn't care. Mills! No, that's Mills just getting overtaken. Or rather lapped. Not worth a Mills, no, we can't be this inflationary with them. They lose their value. Or their impact, so to speak. I'm sure you get me. As I say that, I have consumed half a liter of water. My throat's still hurting, so this is amazing. I've got some sideways action for Chamley through Dunlop. And up front, now the gap's properly building. We're at 5.8. So Rupert really struggling to keep up now. Maybe we can spot some mistakes on board with him. Don't want to put him on the spot, but maybe a race like this is a good possibility. Possibility to find some core difference in the driving styles of the drivers. Not that I'm capable of identifying them, but you can try. Okay. How does he approach 130R? I wish I could get telemetry, and this looks quite scary, honestly. We're gonna compare that to another Audi heading through this, as that Audi also maybe almost gets a warning at Spoon because he rode the curb quite a lot. We're gonna compare the run of Sam to the one of Rupert. And yeah, this looked a lot more settled, but it also looked smooth. Illigna, I assume, got a similar run, but he's staring at that Team Fuki Wookie, and Amazing team name, by the way. Rear for quite some time, and yeah. Wow. Oh, that was loud. Wow, bad at overtaking. Just kidding. It doesn't really make sense if it comes from me, does it? I feel like Ruben is struggling. Yeah, thanks for showing, everyone. Oh god, he is struggling. Does this... Is he on dries? That didn't look fun. That car actually looked all over the place. I want to see him do Degner with this. Because Brabner's getting closer and closer. He is really putting some pressure on. That looks so scary, honestly. I couldn't keep this on the road. And Light Cruiser can though. But he still dropped a second since the beginning of this lap as Fernandez pits now. And in the meantime, Veldman is retired, so we're down to 16. Who is going to be the one out of them who doesn't get points? Is it Mills? Is it... I don't know, I don't want to be mean. Or is it someone else? What is that? That's Smelt and Mills right together. Yes, Smelt got his engine cover fixed. And now he's right with Mills. So he is completely out of that fight, which promotes basically everyone behind him. Mainly Chumley, Illigner, Gaida, up a spot. Each good for their championship, of course. Gonna carry home some points. Bad for Trigon Racing, who will not like the fact that Smelt is down in P15. Maybe some places up after the pit stops, because he's pitted, of course. I wonder how fast he's pulling away off of Mills, whose best lap in this rain is a 2-minute 14.9, which means he's quite slow. No offense, but he doesn't like the conditions, apparently. He's shown some pace last time, and today he's probably having an off day, which he can afford, because there's only four silver class drivers, so he's still going to take some 12 points with him, just for his effort. Yeah, this is a weird race, honestly. Uber not getting taken out or disconnecting, Alex driving, and it's raining. I agree, Formula Chris. This is an absolute anomaly. By the way, why aren't Cubs and you driving? I need to know. I know Vito's not driving because of issues. I know Chikeka can't make it because his Steam account got yoinked. Why are you not driving? I need more people on track. I mean, I also need people in chat, and we've got that. And we've also got cars around. That is, where is he? That is the number 79. Having some fun in Spoon. Let's go, Tim! No! Well, what can I say? Except Spinalla. Plenty of people pitting now. We've got Chris, Ruben, George, and Petar, Alexa. This is a weird way to spell these names, like both of them. Petar, Peter, and Alexander. But I guess it's just Serbia, or generally that region. So for them, it's probably weird that we spell Alexander with an X. Oh yeah, he's been doing fine so far. Now coming out of the pit lane, let's see where he is. There's no one remotely close to him actually on track. I mean, of course we've got Stricker just coming out of the pits ahead of him, but behind he doesn't need to worry at all. And yeah, there's no one. Gap between Carsten and Rupert I feel like has come down a little bit, as Carsten has properly made a mistake on this lap. He is down 10th on his delta. Last lap was a 10.3, and Rupert pits. So this is the undercut chance from him now. Who we're gonna ride on board with. Well, for now it's gonna be Carsten because he's actually driving. But after that, we're probably gonna pay some attention to Felix Rupert to see if he can make the undercut work, to see if it is worth anything. The rain is absolutely relentless, and it doesn't look like it's gonna die down anytime soon. Next run through the pit lane, and Rupert, Chumley, Illigner, and Guida all in the pits, so that only leaves Carsten, Torres, and Visser out. They are the only ones who still need to do their pit stops. Very, very smooth through Degner. Can't complain at all. This is probably better than I would be going in the dry NGL. So, congrats for that, of course. And now let's have a look at Rupert as he is leaving the pit lane. Apparently struggling a little bit on traction, which is funny. I haven't spun 4 times on traction today in the pit lane. That totally didn't happen. And there he goes into turn 1. By the way, this is apparently 2 turns on the track map. This qualifies as 2. Which doesn't sit right with me, but I assume it kind of makes sense. And is that actually Illigna getting ahead of Chumley? It is! So under the pit stops, Chumley's made a mistake and Illigna is up on him, and Brabner... Oh yeah, Brabner is just... timing tower is not updating. But yeah, Brabner is quite the way back of Van den Hudding. And there's a stop-go 30 for Pavagaida! So his race has just completely fallen apart. Antoine Olivet gonna inherit P8, Visser P9 and Stricker P10, because this is gonna cost so much time. That is like a minute. He loses, this will, I mean, this absolute Pavel no moment will probably bring him close to the bunch of Smolt, Kroshva and Mills. And there he needs to... fight, as he's not only probably soon fighting cars on track, he's also fighting his car on track. In the S's, the Bentley definitely didn't do what he wanted it to, as we jump back to Felix Rupert, who hopes that another Bentley doesn't do what its driver wants it to do, because Carsten's now in the pit lane, and if this in-lap was good enough, then maybe, or actually the outlap, if these laps were good enough, maybe Rupert can do something about the race lead of Carsten, but it would require a pit stop failure from Carsten and an absolute banger lap from Rupert. This is killing me. No more solo commentary, man. I feel like I'm sick. Genuinely. My throat doesn't want to do anymore, I'm getting cold for no reason, and my stomach hurts, but it's fine. It must be the rain. I probably got a cold because of the rain at Suzuka. As driving past the pit lane he is, but Carsten is just completely ahead. So these pit stops didn't work in Rupert's favor, quite the opposite actually. Rip your teammate, yep. It's a costly mistake you can't afford to make, and he made it. Waiting for the timing towers to update so we can see the gap, but I think we're looking at roughly 9 seconds, or like, yeah, I think 9 seconds sounds about right. I am cold, my god. This is uncomfortable. It's 11. Brabner and Van den Hudding completely separated now. And was that actually a snap of oversteer there? Maybe it was. I cut away too soon, so we won't ever find out. Unless I play replay, which, no. Had some yellows. Don't know who it was. It wasn't Mills. I think. Torres in the pits as well. So I'm going to see where he comes out. He spent quite the time on these wets, so he doesn't seem to fear the undercut at all. Apparently the undercut is worse here, because otherwise I don't really see the reason why people would stay out this long on their tires and only go into the pit lane with 26 minutes to go. But Torres does exactly that, as he parks his Lexus with his pit crew. I don't think he lost any time getting lifted up and let down again, so clean pit stop from him. I say that without knowing what's going to happen as soon as he exits the pit lane on penalty, so maybe it wasn't a clean pit stop. But who knows. Hopefully he's gotten it right on the pit speed. Difficult on the rain, of course. Less grip, less braking power. I mean, I mean, the same braking power, but the braking distance quite a bit longer, so you need to really adjust for track conditions, as this is Brabner, and that is the last car that's gonna come out of the pit lane before Taurus does. And now we've got Illigna and Chumley, and I think they've just found themselves a new objective for the rest of this. We've got more yellows, but don't know who it is. Guide on the pit lane for a stop go 30. It's gonna cost some time. What happened to Ruben? What? What? Timing tells lying. It do be lying. Must be lying about it. Oh no! Sorry. I did not hit the mic with my bottom. Because that would be uncomfortable to listen to, wouldn't it? So that's why I didn't do it. Times are looking good. At least from Illigna and Chumley. They are both up on their deltas. Both about 7/10 up. So it looks like the second sim is going to help them unleash their potential, and that is probably going to be to the dislike of Marius Taurus, who has both of them behind himself, and he's got 25 laps to not screw it up and to keep that 5th place, which would be a really good finish. My mate Cubs. 5-man LMP1 race. Where do you do 5-man LMP1 races? It's like iRacing, but what iRacing endurance races on a Monday? Is driving R-Factor or what? I do not know. We've got 10 people in the stream. Appreciate it a lot. Pixel, I know I'm really I know I'm really late on this, but can I Good stuff. You could have just told me to look at the chat, because that meme's definitely worth it. Good stuff. Okay. The knowledge of knowing. Is he doing the 6-hour race with is he doing a 6-hour race with 5 people? It's quite sad. Why does Dragon look this mad? Oh wait, he's dead! No! Were you the yellow flag that I... Oh no! You were the yellow flag I got while showing the meme, weren't you? That's tragic. Well, I'm glad you joined us in the stream. What, quite the price to pay for 10 active viewers. The knowledge of knowing. When did I say that? I'm not saying I didn't, because I definitely did say that. It sounds a lot like me. Illigna going a little bit off in 130. Ah, there. Even though... Oh, no. The PC dying after the Wi-Fi, adding insult to injury. That is an F. I can agree with Weld on that one. Mate, this is some good stuff. This is some good stuff. I can't complain. Can't complain. The knowledge of knowing also tells me that Carsten's definitely the favorite to win this race, as he is quite far down the... Why can't I tab out of... Jesus. OBS doesn't like me. OBS didn't want to me to tap out of OBS. Was that another yellow? They always flash up for a second, then I lose them again. This is Gaida in front of Carsten. It's gonna be our first blue flag situation of the race, or the first one that I see at least. Is there a fight going on between Mills and Krushva? Yes, they are still running about the same distance from each other that they already were before they had their Mills and Tim Noor moments. And that is also Rupert in his Luxlade racing car, aiming to get his, let me check, don't let me lie, third P2 of the season. And honestly, I mean, he could have won last time, but his internet disconnected, so he's driving an absolutely solid season, seems to be quite well the second best here, behind Carsten. Excuse me, it's not good. He's bad. He's bad. The talking. Actually, I mean, this is a weak move, okay? But look at this astonishing drive from Carsten. I'm gonna leave you with the onboard of Carsten for like a minute, because I need more water. My throat is killing me. I need to get water. So I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and make this short. This is not what I want to do, but I think we're safe right now. I don't think there's an on-track battle that is raging on. I'm gonna come back. Carsten's gonna be dead or something, and everyone in the stream's gonna be shouting at me. But that's fine. I'll take the risk. Be right back. I'm sure I just showed you some flawless driving. I am back. Excuse that, it's just, you know, what can you do? Okay, I'm one-manning 1 hour commentary here. That's yellows, and that is a number 79, whoever that is, Tim Noor moment, as he has apparently thrown it off the road. And yeah, he has, and that's gonna promote Mills up a spot. There goes our championship leader in silver class, bonk. And there he goes, Benalla. Yeah, not having fun. I can respect the grind though. He's still going. Is he still going? He's still going? He's still going. He is not. Wait, you. Oh no. Oh! Tim, no! Oh, absolute madman. Oh no! Sam having some fun. Oh, there's someone dead in the who's that? Who's that? That is, I have no clue. Who just died? Apart from my game. Someone died. Who was that? Was it Mills? I'm gonna go back 30 seconds. We're gonna find. It was Mills. Mills, no! He's waiting for Sanix, I can tell it. I can tell. Our Mills no counter for today is at 2. Can appreciate the grind, honestly. Solid 2 frames on the scene with Chris. I just saw it on the second stream. That's amazing. So, give us our heart back. We wanna go live again. Would you? Yeah, you would. Amazing. Absolutely stellar. Just like the times of Carsten. The only thing wrong, honestly, the only thing wrong with the onboard scenes is the fact that his steering wheel is on the wrong side of the car. But apart from that, absolutely flawless. So, now, I wonder if he's gonna get held up by Mr. Smelt here, who does not seem like he's fond of moving out of the never mind. There he goes. Good on him. Can't complain at all. Maybe a little late, but, you know, it's a first world problem. First place problem as well. 15 minutes to go in this. And the gap at the front is incredibly overwhelming. It is 14 seconds, then we've got 17 seconds between Van den Hudding and Rupert. And then it is Brabner just about behind Ruben. Big gap then to Taurus, still leading Silver Class and who's driving the same pace as Illigna, so nothing moving there. Really good from Taurus, who can't complain. He seems to be very good in the rain, which is nice to see, of course. It's a very interesting skill set. I'm terrible at the rain. I don't understand how someone can be slow in the dry and really good in the rain. Not saying he's slow in the dry, he's at least solid in the dry, is Mr. Taurus, but in the wet, he seems to flourish in a way, you know? Maybe you just need to pour some water on him, and then he goes. He's a little sunflower. Olive is really... Okay, well, I mean, he's got Mills and Sanix, the most dramatic on-track fight close to him, and I think I'm actually gonna watch that, because that seems like the most intense battle we've got right now. Let me position my mic perfectly to be able to shout in your ears. That's better. Mills perfectly executes 130R. And Kirschwa goes deep. They are 2 laps down. But it's fine. Honestly, not a big deal. Sanix catches the curb. What can you do? Solid slide. You might think this was programmed by Codemasters. Because of the funny slide in the flat out corner. Ha, laugh. Laugh! Lexus OP. I don't know if the Lexus is good in the rain. I've never driven it. Genuinely never driven the Lexus, honestly. I have no clue. But, I mean, it might be. It's possible, but still can't discredit him for it. It is not an OP car, so he deserves some payback for the suffering he endures normally if this is good in the rain. And, yeah, Sanix so close to Mills. This is intense as hell. They're gonna be podium scorers in Silver Class. Both of them. Amazing. Marius Torres would have to flip 4 times to not win this. Maybe he can do it. I challenge you. I'm gonna send you a steam DM as Krushva goes off track there. I slowly lose my sanity, and so does Mills. They're gonna go side by side to Techna, and I think that's the move done for Sanix, and it's incredibly moves up to P2 in class, but they're gonna run side by side towards the hairpin. The two of them, the Paralympics, are absolutely spectacular this year. On the inside of the hairpin is Krushva, and he's gonna defend that really well for Mills, who now tries to get the switch back down, but he doesn't. So they're gonna run through 200R for Spoon. This is hype. Please don't call the psychiatrist. Please don't. I swear I'm getting an appointment, I'm fine. The voices are getting louder. Off track goes Mills. Is this the last word spoken in the fight for P2 in class? I think it is. Unless Sanix bins again. Which he might well. I mean, he has done it quite a lot today, but so has Mills. So, fun. 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 Eligna slowly pulling away from Chumley, so he seems to have the pace just about. Not like that though. What was that? Nice slide, I saw that. I know you're gonna be watching this back. I saw that. How dare you make a mistake in 1 hour of rain weather driving? Mills to be explored. We need Sanix to spin. Well, I am entirely neutral. But it would be funny. Just saying. It would be funny. Let me quickly see the standings actually so I can do some maths. We've got time. The maths in class. Sanix 18 points. Taurus 25. We've got another yellow. Is it Sanix? Let me check. Was it Sanix? Is he behind Mills again? No, he's not. Mills is quite down the road. This is incredible fighting for the two of them. They are giving us a show. Can't complain. Can't complain at all. Brabner is getting close to Ruben, and I think this might actually be the one thing happening in this. And in last lap, Brabner gained 6/10. He's got 2 seconds, so he will certainly make it there by the end of the race. If, and that's a big if he doesn't make mistakes before the end of this, which, you know, not that easy in the rain. Can you take that podium off of Ruben? Ruben will desperately need that podium, or I mean he will desperately want it. His last podium was in Spain, where he finished second after the penalty of Chumley, and now he's on for P3. Since then he's got punted in Monza, he's got punted in Imola, he's got punted in Zandvoort, he's got punted in Kota, and he disconnected in he had no tires and then disconnected in Nürburgring. It was fun. He's having a shocking season, and this would be nice. Granted, we don't have the fullest grid, but the front guys are still there. We've got Carlson, we've got Rupert, we've got Ruben, George is there, Dominic is there, Sam is there, Antoine is there. Most of the fast people are there. This is actually, yeah, it's the top 8. We've actually got the top 10 in the overall standings. They are all here. The fast drivers are committed to this, which you love to see, of course. So it's good to see from them, and that means this is still worth something, getting this P3. And Brabner is gonna try his hardest to take it away from him. At the next sector split, it's 1.5 seconds, and it looks like the Mercedes has finally come alive. The number 31 car for push in the blue and gold dress racing. Mills. Why? I'm sorry, bit premature. Let me. Mills, no, there's a corner. Sorry, that must have been really loud. I should stop clapping like right in front of my microphone. I'm sorry. What's he doing? Why? His tire's not touching the ground anymore. Oh no! Tragic. That's an interesting point. Kennedy Chikika certainly has got a point. Not gonna lose his position in class. Nice to see. Yeah, Van's disconnected. Mills is gaining, but not enough. It's only 15 points for this stellar performance, as he needs to repair his car from the battering it has taken here today. I don't know why he did it, but I'm sure he had his reasons. So, what have we got going on? How is it going between Brabner and Van den Herding? Because that looks like it is the fight for the podium. Is that Ruben making a mistake, maybe catching some grass? And that could be some time gained for Brabner. Down 2/10 on his time is Ruben van den Herding on this lap. Really careful in the Degners. I wonder if there's any drive-thrus potentially coming into play here, but then again, Mills didn't get one, so I think no one is going to get one. That was really mean. Why am I being so mean? And Ruben doesn't look like he's got the pace of Brabner quite, but he's certainly got capabilities of defending. He did it for half an hour, even 40 minutes at Catalonia against WoW, and now Brabner needs to get past on a track with an arguably shorter straight, with arguably worse conditions. But I mean, arguably, factually worse conditions for overtaking. The only thing that makes this better for overtaking is the fact that mistakes are more likely, and they are a good way to get past, but of course for that you would have to not make any mistakes yourself, which is tough. Man forgot that's turn 1, it's true. It's true, he thought the first turn, he thought the track started with turn 2. He was waiting for it, but it just didn't show up, so he drove into the wall. Amazing. Can't complain, can you? I'm starting to sympathize with the Formula E commentators. The German ones. The international ones are brilliant. But the German ones, I always keep like saying that I don't know how the guy has his job. He's like working for Eurosport, and he, like, you feel like, at least for the night races, or like the races in Santiago and stuff that are nighttime for Germany, like you feel like he's the one intern who made the worst coffee or something, or like left the office the latest so everyone else locked him in and forced him to do commentary. And I kind of sympathize with him now. Doing 1 hour on your own is tough. But, I mean, we still got a race, and there's been some action because of the rain, of course. Carsten's still winning this, but that was... I mean, I say it was out of question after having predicted him to not win. I was trying to be bold, okay? And now I look like an idiot. It happens. It does happen. Guide and Fernandez are having a little scrap on track. I don't think they're really... I don't think they're really having a scrap. I just think that Fernandez is absolutely falling apart here. Because he is down 1.5 seconds on his lap time. His last time was a 2:20. So he lost like 10 seconds, which means he probably spin a lot. And therefore lost some time. There he goes again, and Guida follows him. The two of them both exploring off track a little bit. In turn 1, we've got another yellow, and it can't be Mill, so it must be Sanix. It wasn't until I said it. Was that in turn 1? It's a 97. It's oh, Burbo's off. He resets to the pit lane 2 minutes from the end. Oh no. I'm sorry. That was good. It's the highlight of the stream. So what are the... Oh, what was that? What did I just witness? Let me see helicam of that. Who was that parked there? Oh, Mills, no! Yeah. Leader on the final lap. Carsten's got 1 to go. He would have to actively try to not win this. He'd have to spin like 3 times, accidentally, for this to not be his. And there is another... Oh, this is some proper 2 FPS stuff. Oh, let's go. Off he goes. Mate. Rain weather driving in the Porsche then. This is some 2 FPS stuff. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes this game is weird. Yes, he's still going. Still driving. Going for that P3. Getting it on track, I'm sure. As Carsten... Wait, what? This doesn't make sense. Why does it say he's on the final lap when he's literally like crossing the line now? Oh, Sanix is lagging. Look at the background. He's just going with like 2 FPS. And Chris was the other guy. I think they just have bad internet. It's not even my PC. Well, that's calming at least. But we've got a fight here. We've got Brabner on the inside of Van den Herding. He's got one more shot after this, and they're going to actually give us a fight for P3. They almost missed out on that because the Delta's being quite funny. But yeah, they are close, and it looks like Push is just about gotten there. I wonder if Ruben just turned down the pace to the end to, you know... to try and be safe, to try and not die, but he might have miscalculated because now he's got a Mercedes storming down his outside, actually, as they both move to the outside. I don't think that was reactive defending from Van den Herding. I think he was moving there anyways because it's a racing line, so Push didn't get to do the swing around the outside, and that is of course compromising. It means he has got one shot, and that is into 130R, which is easy to overcook. And Zopik doesn't do it, because it would be quite a shame getting this deep into the race and then dying last lap. I'm setting myself up for the jinx of the century here. The second jinx of the century after what I did to Sanix. Oh! Wow. Well, you know, that'll do. I think that's it. He's just had a proper moment. Let's look at that again, actually. Why can't I see the onboard? My god. He almost wiped them out as well. That is quite funny in it. But, yeah, I don't think he can get him. I think this is a sealed deal. Just like the race for the win in both classes. I mean, in silver class, Marius Torres has won the race because he's on the final lap. And Krushvan and Mills are both lapped. So... you know, he has won. No matter what happens, but Alexander Carsten, 7 out of 7, unstoppable. He gets the rain, and he gets the win. So it's a perfect day for him. It's the best rhyme of my life. Anyways, Felix Rupert gonna finish P2, but I wanna watch what's gonna happen between Brabner and Ruben. Apparently nothing, but I wanna be there if something happens. So I'm gonna look at them. Brilliant drive from Rupert. Nice pole position in the wet today. But in the race, Carsten was unfortunately Carsten. So... well, not unfortunately for him, but unfortunately for Rupert, who doesn't get the race win today. We've got the two of them gonna... yeah, they are going to come home just like this. Ruben gonna be P3, Brabner P4, and then Marius Torres is gonna win silver class, or has already won silver class, with a really good drive in the wet in his Lexus. And he was actually faster than Illigna and Chumley on his final stint. So that's a very well-deserved win for him. P5, then P6 goes to Illigna, P7 to Chumley, P8 to Olivier, who of course died on lap 1. We're gonna see if there's gonna be any penalty for Illigna. Maybe that would move him behind Chumley. I don't think it was his fault, but you know, I just had the helicam once, so we don't know if this... we don't know who it was, but yeah, it's gonna be Olivier, and then the last closes the door, and the last is Christian Stricker. Having some fun in the rain. He's dancing in the rain. My face when I finished the race. This guy doesn't blink, does he? He's in the hairpin right now. This is... no emotion on this guy's face. Absolutely no emotion. This is a killer. You can't tell me anything. He's gonna be happy about finishing P9. No. That's really sad. Oh, I didn't see that he did that, because his face wouldn't tell me. His facial expression's quite set in stone there, as he almost gets lapped after the victory lap of Carsten, doing some solid donuts. So that's been the race. Thanks for everyone who was watching that. I can't talk for the next 2 days. So
Green light.
my god, that was a ride. Yeah, thanks for everyone who was there. Thanks for everyone watching this. I hope it was still entertaining, even though it's true it's raining again. Got 2 in a row. You've got a point. Hey, it's trying to catch up. So yeah, that's been the race. I hope it was still entertaining, even though it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was quite rough for me personally, because it was only 17 drivers, and it was only 1 commentator, and it was a rain race. So, you know, was tough. I hope it was still entertaining, and I wish every one of you a nice evening, and I hope to see more people on track next week for the race at, let me lie, Kyalami or Mazzano? One of the two. Probably. I actually have no clue. I know my stuff, I swear. Give me a second. I need to know now, because I started the sentence. It's Kyalami. We're doing Kyalami next time. Then we go to Mazzano, and then it's the finale at Mount Panorama. So check it out. Tomorrow, 2SRL is going to Spain, so that's going to be fun. Check that out as well. Thanks for watching. I've been Timo. Goodbye.